Good morning, students. Now we are going to learn Chapter 3 Theories of Employment and Income. Unemployed people suffer the demoralization, frustration, and loss of self respect that come from enforced idleness. Here we know the meaning of frustration. Frustration means feeling of dissatisfaction, state of being frustrated. And enforced means obtained by force or compulsion. This quotation is given by Vonnegut P. and Vonnegut R. Learning objectives of this topic is to understand the meaning of full employment and unemployment and its types, to learn the classical theory of employment, to know the importance of Keynes' theory of income and employment. Introduction. The economic history has shown many countries facing economic problems. Out of these problems, unemployment is the most vexing. Vexing means to irritate, annoy, to discuss or debate. Both classical economists and Keynes have explained the relationship between employment and income. The classical economist had great faith in the law of market articulated by J.B. Say. The French economist J.M. Keynes is one of the greatest and most influential economists of the mid 20th century. Meaning of full employment. Full employment refers to a situation in which every able bodied person who is willing to work at the prevailing wage rate is employed. In other words, full employment means that person who are willing to work and able to work must have employment or a job. This may be in 2-mark question. What do you mean by full employment market? Keynes defines full employment as the absence of involuntary unemployment. Lerner defines full employment as that level of employment at which any further increase in spending would result in an inflationary spiral of wages and prices. This is your book back 2-mark question, question number 21, market. Every economy in the world aims at attaining the level of full employment equilibrium. Equilibrium means state of rest or balance, where all its available resources are fully and efficiently employed to achieve maximum level of output. But in reality, the concept of full employment generally refers to full employment of labor force of a country. Next, unemployment and its types. This will be in 2-mark question. What do you mean by unemployment? So, market. Unemployment is a problem faced when there are people who are willing to work and able to work but cannot find suitable jobs. While while formulating policies to solve the problem of unemployment in India, for instance, we need to distinguish between the nature of unemployment in rural areas and in urban areas in India. India's rural economy has both unemployment and underemployment. The major feature of rural unemployment is the existence of unemployment in the form of disguised unemployment and seasonal unemployment. This is a book back 2-mark question, question number 22. What are the feature of rural unemployment market? In India, frictional, structural and open unemployment exist in urban areas. Due to urbanization, a large number of people move from rural areas to urban areas. This migration from rural to urban areas increases the size of labor force in urban areas and adds to the already unemployed labor force. Next, we are going to learn types of unemployment. This is your book back 5-mark question. Question number 35, mark it. In developing countries like India, the nature of unemployment is different from that of developed countries. In developed countries, the unemployment is purely temporary or cyclical or frictional. But in the developing countries, it is largely structural unemployment, which is due to slow rate of capital formation. The following are the types of unemployment. First type is cyclical unemployment. Second one, seasonal unemployment. Third one, frictional unemployment. Fourth one, educated unemployment. Fifth, technical unemployment. Sixth, structural unemployment. Seventh, disguised unemployment. This may be an 2-mark question. Mention the types of unemployment. So, mark it. Cyclical unemployment. This unemployment exists during the downturn phase or trade cycle in the economy. In a business cycle, during the period of recession and depression, income and output fall, leading to widespread unemployment. It is caused by deficiency of effective demand. Deficiency of effective demand. Cyclical unemployment can be cured by public investment or expansionary monetary policy. Second one, seasonal unemployment. This type of unemployment occurs during certain seasons of the year. In agriculture and agro-based industries like sugar, production activities are carried out only in some seasons. These industries offer employment only during that season in a year. Therefore, people may remain unemployed during the off season. Seasonal unemployment happens from demand side also. For example, ice cream industry, holiday resorts, etc. Third one, frictional unemployment or temporary unemployment. This is a book back 2-mark question, question number 23. Mark it. Frictional unemployment arises due to imbalance between supply of labor and demand for labor. This is because of immobility of labor, lack of necessary skills, breakdown of machinery, shortage of raw materials, etc. The person who lose jobs and in search of job are also included under frictional unemployment. Fourth one, educated unemployment. Sometimes educated people are underemployed or unemployed when qualification does not match the job. Faulty education system, lack of employable skills, mass student turnout and preference for white collar jobs are highly responsible for educated unemployment in India. Next, technical unemployment. Modern technology being capital intensive requires less labor and contributes to technological unemployment. Nowadays, invention and innovations lead to the adoption of new techniques, thereby the existing workers are retrenched. This is a book back 2-mark question, mark it. Labor saving devices are responsible for technological unemployment. Sixth one, structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is due to drastic change in the structure of the society. Drastic here we mean great change. Lack of demand for the product or shift in demand to other products cause this type of unemployment. For example, rise in demand for mobile phones has adversely affected the demand for cameras, tape recorders, etc. So, this kind of unemployment results from massive and deep-rooted changes in economic structure. Seventh one, disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment occurs when more people are there than what is actually required. Even if some workers are withdrawn, production does not suffer. This type of unemployment is found in agriculture. A person is said to be disguised by unemployed if his contribution to output is less than what he can produce by working for normal hours per day. In this situation, marginal productivity of labor is zero or less or negative. In types of unemployment, all the side heading are equally important. This will be in 2 mark or 3 mark question. So, read it thoroughly. Classical theory of employment. Next, we are going to understand the concept of classical theory of employment. There was no single theory which could be labeled as classical theory of employment. The classical theory of employment is composed of different views of classical economists on the issue of income and employment in the economy. Adam Smith wrote the book An Enquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations in 1776. This may be in 2 mark question. Who is the author of the book An Enquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nation? So, mark it. Since the publication of this book, classical theory was developed by David Ricardo, J.S. Mill, J.B. Say, and A.C. Pigou. Classical economists assumed that the economy operates at the level of full employment without inflation in the long period. They also assumed that wages and prices of goods were flexible and the competitive market existed in the economy, that is, laissez-faire economy. Say's law of market. This concept was given by Jean-Baptiste Say. They are 1767 to 1832. This period. Say's law of market is the core of the classical theory. Core means important part of something. J.B. Say was a French economist and an industrialist. This will be in 1 mark question, underline. He was influenced by the writings of Adam Smith and David Ricardo. J.B. Say enunciated the proposition that supply creates its own demand. Hence, there cannot be general overproduction or the problem of unemployment in the economy. According to Say, when goods are produced by firms in the economy, they pay reward to the factors of production. The households, after receiving rewards of the factors of production, again spend the amount on the purchase of goods and services produced by them. Therefore, each product produced in the economy creates demand equal to its value in the market. Say's law. The simplified explanation of Say's law. Look at the picture. Tom makes and sells lemonade. Um, the supply of lemonade creates its own demand. By sales of lemonade, Tom earns or receives income. Again, the received income spent on to consumption. So, output earns income The earned income again spent on consumption. In short, this classical theory explains that a person receives his income from production, which is spent on the purchase of goods and services produced by others for the economy as a whole. Therefore, total production equals total income. Ex ante and exposed in sales law. Ex ante means future events such as potential returns of a particular security. Ex post means based on actual results rather than forecast. The statement that supply creates its own demand are equivalently that the aggregate investment equal the aggregate saving always holds goods in the ex post sense, since it is simply an accounting identity. Say's law of market, however, states that these two are equal in ex ante sense. That is, the total quantity which people produce, that is, aggregate supply must be equal to the total quantity which they plan to buy, that is, aggregate demand. Assumption of the Say's law of market. The Say's law of market is based on the following assumption. This may be in 2 mark or 3 mark or 5 mark question. Market. First assumption is no single buyer or seller of a commodity or an output can affect price. Second, full employment. Third, people are motivated by self-interest and self-interest determines economic decisions. Fourth, the license for policy is essential for an automatic and self-adjusting process of full employment equilibrium. Market forces determine everything right. Fifth assumption is there will be a perfect competition in labor and product market. Sixth assumption is there is wage price flexibility. Seventh assumption is money acts only as a medium of exchange. Eighth assumption is long run analysis. Ninth one, there is no possibility for overproduction or unemployment. 10th one, unutilized resources used until reaches full employment. 11th, no government intervention automatic price adjustment mechanism operated. 12th, interest rate flexibility leads its saving investment equality. Implications of Say's law. This is a book back 3 mark question. Question number 30. Market. There is no possibility for overproduction or unemployment. If there exist unutilized resources in the economy, it is profitable to employ them up to the point of full employment. This is true under the condition that factors are willing to accept rewards on a par with their productivity. Next, as automatic price mechanism operates in the economy, there is no need for government intervention. However, J.M. Keynes emphasized the role of the state. Fourth, interest flexibility bring about equality between saving and investment. Fifth, money performs only the medium of exchange functions in the economy as people will not hold idle money. I hope that you all understand about the concept of employment, full employment, unemployment, underemployment, and classical theory of employment and Say's law of market. Thank you, students.